Suncoast since October 2009. He's completed all the requirements for DTM, and he's begun work on his second Competent Communicator designation. Tonight's speech is project number 3. Get to the point. The objective of the project is to organize a speech in a manner that achieves both general and specific purposes. The general purpose of his speech is to inform, and the specific purpose is for the audience to understand the significance of being able to answer the toughest question of all. Ladies and gentlemen, warm Suncoast Toastmaster welcome for Russ B.
Yeah, I think I want to work with people. I like working with people. And I'm a quick learner. I learn pretty fast. I'm usually on time to work. But I really need a job. Can you help me find a job? I have bills coming due, and I really don't want to be out on the street. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and anyone who has ever been asked that question, what do you want to do? How do you respond to the toughest question of all? Now, many of you have been asked that question ever since you were small, during childhood. And it's gotten to the point where when anyone asks you that question, your mouth goes dry, your mind goes blank, and you would rather be called up for a table topic than to have to answer that question one more time. But the significance of that question is once you get the answer, it will determine your lifestyle. It will determine how fulfilled and how happy you are in your life. Did you know that 70% of people in this country are not happy with their work? And that the same percentage applied to college graduates is that they have not, 70% of college graduates are working in a job that does not use the degree that they acquired. That's because they didn't know what they wanted to do. And so they had to accept whatever came along. The Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland says it best. If you don't know where you're going, then any road will get you there. Unfortunately, our parents and the educational system doesn't help us answer this question. Our parents, well-intentioned, want us to do better than they did. So they'll suggest to us, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. They make a lot of money. Or they might say, become a nurse or become a teacher. You'll always have a job. But that doesn't really get to what's inside here. And you may end up making a ton of money and you're still completely unhappy. The educational system teaches us subjects in isolation. You learn math, you learn science, you might learn a foreign language, but there's nothing that helps you connect the dots to show how learning those particular subjects will help you in your career. So there's no reason to bring up such a problem without offering a solution. So through my travels and through my own experience and with talking to people, I've come up with 5 steps, 5, that you can use to help you answer that very difficult question. And the way I remember these 5 steps is through an acronym. A-G-O-O-D. A, good. Assess, gather, options, opportunities, and decision. Step 1 is assess. Take a look at your skills, talents, and abilities. They won't change much. Ever since you were young, there were certain things that you did very well, and you really enjoyed doing those things. So assess those skills, talents, and abilities that you have. Get back in touch with them. Step number 2, gather information. Get out, research, find those companies, those situations that need the skills, talents, and abilities that you have. Step number 3, options. Analyze the various options that are available to you. Talk to people. Narrow the field down to a few, maybe 2 or 3 channels that would work best for where you want to be in your life. Step number 4, opportunities. This is another area where you need to do your research. Research companies, find out those specific jobs that really interest you. And step number 5, decide. Choose. Once you know who you are, you've done the research, you know what the environment looks like, you've selected 2 or 3 companies that really interest you, make a choice and begin to talk about those things that interest you. Begin to have conversations with people about what you want to do. And the more you have these conversations, the more clarity that you'll get on who you are and what you want to do. So with these 5 steps, you can take a look at your future, you can decide who you are, you can assess what you want to do, and it will help you connect with people. When I graduated from high school, I didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. So I had an ROTC scholarship, I went to college, I figured I'd do my 4 years and then I'd get out and I'd go make some real money. Well, 27 years later, I did get out, still thinking about how I was going to make some real money. And at that point, I had to go through and figure out what I wanted to do. And at that point in time, there were a lot less options available for me to be able to do that. So it was a challenge. So what I tell you is, if you have allowed life to take you by the hand and lead you to a path that you didn't want to take and you're unhappy, then I think it's a good time to take a good look at your future and make a good change. Mr. Token.